Welcome back, guys, to another episode of The Breakthrough, and we have Amy Time back again today, who's our spiritual life coach and in-house regular who we love having on every week to talk about different topics. So welcome back.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Yay!
Jump straight in.
Okay, so self-limiting
What
beliefs.
is a self-limiting belief, first off?
Okay, so this is my definition of a self-limiting belief, and this caveat doesn't mean that this is somebody else's definition of self-limiting belief. There's probably a billion books out there talking about self-limiting beliefs. So this is my experience,
Amy's experience
of a self-limiting belief. So a self-limiting belief is, so let's go back to what a belief is. Mm-hmm. So a belief is a thought fueled by emotion.
Got it. A thought fueled by emotion.
Right?
Okay.
So a thought that you are putting emotion behind, right?
Okay. Got it.
And if it's a self-limiting belief, a lot of times it's a negative, or, you know, an emotion that we would judge as negative, right?
Yes.
So fear, disappointment, sadness, usually fear. There's a lot of fear behind self-limiting beliefs. So a self-limiting belief is basically a belief that you can't do something, you can't be something, or you can't have something.
Okay.
For whatever reasons that, you know, you come up with. So
how it's implanted in the past, or someone said it once.
Yeah. And so a lot of times a self-limiting belief, you know, people talk a lot about affirmations, you know, and usually an affirmation is something that you are affirming in a positive way, but what most of us don't realize is that we are doing negative affirmations almost all day long.
Right.
So we're telling ourselves all day what is wrong with us
without even knowing it.
Because, and that's why it's so important. You know, I've said this a lot of times, it's really important to be present. You know, it's important to be present to your thoughts, to your emotions, because you know, when you can catch the thoughts is when you can start to shift them. If you don't have any consciousness of what you're thinking, then it's impossible to shift it. So the first step is really getting present to what is going on in your head. What are you thinking?
So awareness. Is that
awareness? Awareness is
self-awareness.
Awareness is the first step. Okay. Like, awareness is literally the first step.
Like listening. The first thing
to yourself.
You wake up in the morning, you're getting ready in the mirror and just
paying attention
to what's going on, right? Okay. So self-limiting beliefs usually you can get clues to what they are based on what your thoughts are. And start paying attention to what you're affirming to yourself. What are you telling yourself over and over? You know, so when you're putting your makeup on, you're like, oh, my eyes are too small. I'm ugly. You know, I hate the way I look. Ugh, I can never do my hair right. My makeup looks terrible today. Yeah. No one will ever love me. I'm getting old. I've got too many wrinkles. You know, so all of these things, you know, that we tell ourselves, or I don't know how to drive. I can't remember anything. I'm so dumb. I'm not funny. You know, anything that we say over and over. So anything that comes after I am, you are speaking into existence for yourself. So you want to be really careful about what you're saying. So a self-limiting belief, I can't, I'm not, I won't, I don't, you know, I can't do, can't, won't, don't, is usually a key. You know, and one of the ways too to start getting clear on beliefs, and you know, one thing that I've done is you can start writing down. When you catch yourself saying things, start writing it down. You know, and then see, oh my gosh,
see how often
you're saying the same thing, or if there's something around money, like, you know, I don't know how to ask for a raise. You know, or
I'll be poor forever.
I'll be poor forever, right? So you're I'm broke. You're affirming over and over and over again, right? So what you want to do is you want to start shifting, you know, what you're saying to yourself.
Right.
To start shifting that belief and recreating a belief, because basically your mind is a little computer, right? That has been programmed with the words that you've been telling yourself over and over again, the words that you've heard from the outside. So if you also heard, another way that you create a self-limiting belief is because your parents told it to you over and over again. You know, one that I got a lot growing up is, you're too loud, you're too bold, you're too brash, right? You know, I have a big personality.
But what if that is just true and it's not a limiting belief? Not that it matters.
Whose opinion is that, though?
Your parents.
You're just that person.
Who
someone
is it
else's.
true for?
someone else, not you.
Exactly. So it's true for my dad, right?
Okay.
Because maybe my dad had an idea that women weren't supposed to be outspoken,
see.
right?
Okay.
So then what he was saying to me is, you should not be like this because I have a belief, my self-limiting belief is that women shouldn't behave this way, right?
That's interesting because I didn't realize that when someone else thinks that of you, that is not your thing because, let me
But
say
it's
that
their
again.
problem.
So for me, if someone's called me annoying or whatever it is they've called me, I then take that as, even though I'm not going to get offended by it, I clearly must be annoying. So then I have a story that I am this.
Right.
Based on what other people said. So you're saying that that's just
That's
their
true for
version of
them,
it.
not true for you.
Well, it can be, right? You can objectively be annoying, right?
You know, sometimes people say things where I'm like, I totally agree.
Right. So there's
Yeah.
sometimes people are giving you there's something different between a feedback and an opinion, right? So somebody is giving you feedback. It could be, every time that you start singing in our meetings, it's very disruptive. And everyone has come to me separately and said they'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't sing in the meetings because it's disruptive and the meeting takes a long time and they feel disrespected, right? So that's feedback based on other people's experience of you.
Of you versus what?
Versus, okay, so you may think everyone loves it when you're singing. You may just be completely unconscious to the fact that you really are, in that moment, annoying, right? To them.
Yep.
And again, it's their opinion of you.
But if loads of people think it,
Then
this
you
is
get to
probably
take a
my
look at
belief
yourself.
that I feel like then it must be true. So when more than if 2 or 3 people say to me the same thing,
That's
like you are being this way or you're irresponsible or you're this, I'm like, right, that means I definitely must be that. And I give my power away and I've now branded myself as those things because it must be true. More than 3 people have said it.
right.
So what do you do about those things? Because they're difficult.
Okay, so that's a little different than like a self-limiting belief, right?
Okay.
Which it could be, like my self-limiting belief could be I'm annoying because my mom kept telling me I'm annoying all the time when I was little, like, go away, you're annoying.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden I'm terrified to speak or do anything around anybody else because I've been labeled annoying, right? So that may not be true. I may not be annoying, right? Some of this you get to figure out for yourself.
Yeah.
If literally no one wants to talk to you because you're so annoying at a party, then maybe
You should take a
you
look
need
at
to take a
yourself.
look at yourself, right? So there's a difference between feedback or another one, that we talked about the other day, which is carefrontation, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is I love you. And I am seeing you engage in self-sabotaging behavior, which is different than a self-limiting belief, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes people are doing things for reasons that they may not consciously understand. Like, taking a look at how you're behaving, how you're being is one thing, right? So you can take that information and you can take a look at yourself, and you're at full choice all the time. That's one thing that people don't understand. Like, every single thing in your life is a choice. How you choose to act, how you choose
Respond,
to react, how you choose to
behave.
respond, how you choose to take information that somebody is providing you. So, if now I'm going to use the belief that I'm annoying. So, I can look at that and I can also ask people for feedback and say, hey, am I annoying? Will you please be honest with me? What is your
And
experience
if so,
of me?
in what way?
In what way
is annoying about
what
me?
am I not seeing about myself that I need to take a look at about myself? So that's really looking, at oneself to figure out or determine what is it, like, who do I want to be?
Yeah.
What do I want my experience to be? And what am I doing either consciously or unconsciously to create it? And what can I do to shift it, right? So,
And if you're just naturally annoying,
sometimes people, could be.
Find your tribe.
And then yes, you can find your tribe of fellow
solution.
annoying people. But really, a self-limiting belief, it's getting clear on what is that belief,
yeah.
and then working to shift it. Now, if the belief is, I'm not good enough, or I'm not good enough to get this particular job or something like that. Then once you become aware that you have that belief, you can start to shift it. So every time you catch yourself in that belief, you change it.
Okay.
You know, I have everything within me that I need to get this job or this kind of job, right? So what you know, it's about affirming what one desires. Most of us spend most of our time affirming what we do not want, what we do not like, what we do not, you know, what we do not wish to experience. So we are, and then when you're affirming what you don't want, then you will also start to look for the evidence of how more of it, right? So it's literally, it's a really interesting thing because whether that's true or not, whether you have more of that or less of that really depends on what are you looking for? What is the evidence that I'm looking for in my life? Right? Like if I'm like, you know, my self-limiting beliefs is I don't trust men, right? This is not my real belief, right? This used to be. I was
curious. I was like,
this used to be one of my self-limiting beliefs. I did not trust men, right? I don't trust men, right? Is what I used to say to myself. So then I would continuously look for evidence of how I can't trust men.
How it's true.
How it's true.
Yeah,
all the time I'd be like, oh,
see,
I told you.
Yeah.
Right? I told me.
Yeah.
You know, he just proved me right. You know, so then I will ignore everything that he's done for the last 24 months.
And pick up and hold on to
one
one thing.
Yeah. And then I will repeatedly tell him how he ruined my trust in him, right? You know, so then he really wants to, like, then he's going to leave. And then I'll be like, oh, man, leave me.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like I'm making up my story. Personal growth work is so fascinating to me because it's like some parts of it are extremely simple. And it's also very complex, right? Because even in this question of self-limiting beliefs, we're actually talking about a whole range of different things. Like, when is it a belief? When is it the other person's crap? Right?
Yes, projecting onto
right?
you.
Because you're like a projection machine that is in relationship with projection machines.
Exactly.
Right?
So where's the truth
you're having
in that?
You're having a projection
Yes.
off.
So how do you know what is what? Because if you're doing this and they're doing that, where's the truth? Somewhere in between.
That's where you really, I would, yes, it could be somewhere in between, but I think really what it is, what is the truth for you? What are this is a great thing to ask people. What are 3 things that you think are really great about me that I do really well? What do you think are 3 of my gifts? And what are 3 things that you think I could work on?
Improve on.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that. Ooh.
I would not want to know that.
I was just about to ask you, Jess, this is a little challenge because I know it'll make Jess feel super
No,
uncomfortable.
I am not doing this.
Jess.
No.
Why do you feel uncomfortable?
Because I avoid pain at all costs. That would be painful to me. Telling you something that you
could improve on.
Yes.
I would love it. I genuinely would love it.
Because what's the story that you're telling yourself? That if you tell her something that she needs to improve about herself, what is the story that you're telling yourself is going to happen if you share that with her?
Then I'm a bitch and I'm unlovable. Remember, like my
last. No, that's what I'm asking, right? So
I don't want to be a bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Right, so let's challenge you.
You don't want to hurt her feelings, right?
100%. I hate
right? Because I'm guessing you feel uncomfortable if you're doing anything in any way that might make somebody else feel uncomfortable.
1,000%. And I love her, so it's like if it's somebody I don't care about, it still hurts, but it's less attachment. But it's because I love somebody where it's like, oh my god, like it makes my skin crawl.
Really? Oh, to me, I'd feel so blessed and I'm thankful to hear it. I really would because I respect your opinion. And seeing as see, I would love that.
I think it's because I don't want to know what I can work on because I want to like figure it out. Because then if somebody else tells me, that means
what if somebody else tells?
I could instantly tell you what my 3 things for you.
Okay, that's a better exercise. Tell me.
Well, no, you don't get to have it that way around. You got to do both.
All right.
No, let's do this.
Let's do this.
I'm
Fuck it.
so
It's fun.
uncomfortable.
You guys at home, actually, if you're sat with one of your best friends, or next time you're with one of your best friends, maybe you should try this because I don't think people do this very often.
No, they don't.
Where they ask their friend,
for
hey,
the same reasons that Jess is bringing up, like what Jess is talking about. That used to be a thing that I really had a fear of. You know, I still have a fear of upsetting other people, right, or dealing with somebody else's anger.
I don't want to inflict pain because I know for me,
but weirdly, by you holding back,
it enables.
It enables, but it also, you're not giving me an opportunity to be now aware of something that I might not be aware of, which is a blessing to me because if I've got an awareness because of you, then that's an addition to my life. Does that make sense?
It does. I just don't ever want to be the one to tell you. Like if
thanks.
Well, no, I just
leave
say,
it
like,
to someone else. Leave it to Amy.
Well, like if it's like a sibling or a friend, it's like I would so much rather me be the supportive one that you come to when your feelings are hurt that somebody tells you.
I don't want you to do anything that you're not comfortable with, but And
I get to be uncomfortable with.
No, this is what I'm gonna offer you. The story that I just told
The
you
deal.
about, me singing out loud, right? Even though I
This
didn't
is the
want
equivalent,
to.
yeah.
This is kind of the equivalent, because in order to get past and one of your self-limiting beliefs is I can't say anything that I judge to be negative to somebody else, because then I'm going to be perceived as a bitch, right?
And it hurts me.
And I get hurt when I share,
truth.
truth with someone else.
That's why it's easier to get angry. So that's why it's easy to do when I'm in like rage form, because it's like, oh, I'm angry, so the fear's gone because I'm angry.
You're
that
angry.
power.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm like perfectly fine in a loving state of mind, I'm like.
So do you want to try this?
Yeah, but I want Charlie to go first.
Okay, Charlie, you go first.
So 3 good things.
Okay.
3 things, bad things.
Well, what do you want to? Yeah, do 3.
Well, 3.
We're not calling these.
No.
bad things.
I know. Take that back.
3 things
Take
that
that
you
back.
think she can work on.
Yeah. Okay. 3 things that I think you could work on.
Breathe, Jess. Breathe.
First of all,
Breathe.
not I've already said this before, but not expressing yourself calmly and kindly in the moment, just as it comes up.
Truth.
Leaving it, getting more and more on edge and like tense, but yet not speaking up, and then waiting for it to explode, and then it's awkward for you and it's awkward for the other person.
100%.
That's the first thing, although I know that you've been working on that. No, you have.
Right.
The second thing is probably your fear around, I never know if you're telling me the truth, because I'm aware that you don't like confrontation. So I'm actually more insecure than I am around some of my friends that I know would speak up, because I'm left to wonder, I know she's not really going to speak it up, so I'm going to have to guess right here, or put her in an uncomfortable situation and ask her. So I'm never really sure how you're feeling until you blow.
That's not
so that makes me feel a little like, I don't know where I'm at with you, because I can't trust that you're going to speak up in the moment like I would want to.
Fair.
And then fair.
That makes
And then
sense.
The third thing is probably when you're in a state of fear or like pressured, you get snippy and like just like not bitchy at all. You're not bitchy.
Oh,
at
it's
all.
100% bitchy.
No, I don't know.
Own that. Come on.
I don't know if it's bitchy.
I
You get snippy and I don't know if judgy, but a bit like, well, a bit defensive. Defensive,
sure.
and I struggle with that sometimes. Not much, but like I think maybe could be less defensive and like, hey, open to that's okay, and hearing both sides and really seeing both sides and then responding rather than reacting. That would be the first. That would be the 3 things that I would
Makes
say.
sense. I feel like they're all versions of each other.
They are similar. They're all yeah. They are.
Thanks, girl. That actually wasn't as painful as I thought.
Yeah,
See?
but there's nothing.
Because there's nothing I'm not unaware of.
And there's nothing about I love you. So these are just things that I would say that for our friendship.
I think I was
would
afraid
prefer.
of hearing something that I wasn't aware of, where it's like, what? Where it was just like, rocked my world. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, I could do that. Thank you.
Do you have any for Charlie?
If you want them.
Yeah, of course I want them. Mrs. Queen obsessed with trying to get everything.
Okay.
Working on things.
3 things to work on. The most mild one would be, I think you need to trust yourself. Because you make your life, I see you make your life miserable because you're unable to just make a definitive decision. And so I think you cause yourself more distress. And as a friend, that's hard to watch, because I want you to trust yourself. Like, this is it. This is fine. Like, this is what you're doing. You made a decision. Rock it. So I think maybe trusting yourself for sure would help you. Something we already talked about, boundaries.
Yeah.
And then
no, go on. Share how you feel, because I'd love to work on this.
I think for boundaries, it would be like when people say no. It's been an observation that sometimes you push and push and push and push, and it makes the other person feel disrespected. Because if I say no and you're still pushing me, that means what we hear, or I hear, or whoever hears is, yeah, I know you just said no, I don't care because I still need this from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes I think that could be missing, even though that's not your intentions.
Yeah.
Duh. but I think sometimes it could be misinterpreted as disrespect, even though I know that's not what your intentions are at all.
Definitely. I feel that definitely to be true.
So honoring a no when you get it.
Yes.
The third one, maybe. I think it would make your life easier if you were more organized and gave yourself more time.
Yeah.
For you.
I feel that. Definitely.
Time to shower, get ready. That way you're not
last minute.
Yeah, that way you're not stressed. Like, give yourself more time for Charlie, whether that's packing up in the morning, whether that's making a list of things to do. That way that way you don't make your life harder.
Yeah. And be truthful, that would make your life easier too as a friend? To be truthful, it would only make my life easier punctuality wise. Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, if I see you in distress, that doesn't affect me. But for punctuality, I think it would be beneficial. Yeah. But I think in general, it would make your life a lot easier.
I hear you. Thank you.
I hated that.
I could see you squirming over there.
Did you die?
Oh, see, I love that, and you were kind and considerate and still spoke your truth, and I love that
for a minute.
And for me, that feels. Thank you for sharing that, because I can now, even though maybe is things that I'm aware of or it's come up, the fact that you've expressed that will make me address that further, rather than just like I know I'm not very good with punctuality or blah blah blah. I know I'm a bit pushy. It's like, oh, actually that's really affecting her. Okay, where can I improve on that further? Definitely.
But you're very receptive, and thank you for telling me. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I just want to share something with you guys, just about
Amy, thoughts on
this? I do have some thoughts on it. I want to share a couple things that I think are really important.
Yes.
For anyone watching this as well.
Yeah, or anyone maybe practicing what we just did.
What you guys just did is something that most people don't do, right? And we walk around in this world not authentically, honestly, speaking, what we see in others in a compassionate way. Both of you were very compassionate and very loving with each other when you gave that feedback to each other, right? And you were both able to hear what each other was saying.
Yes.
And it allowed you to really understand how the other experiences you and ways that you have seen each other acting, behaving in a way that might not be serving your highest good. Because sometimes we can't see ourselves. Yeah. Well, I really want to honor you, Jess, for doing that.
Yeah.
Because you expressed how uncomfortable that was.
Very.
So I want to honor you for doing that and for taking that risk.
Challenge on.
And
thank you for being receptive. It's easy when you have somebody who's encouraging.
All right, well, I think we have covered a lot today, and I really enjoyed that, and I love that you guys just did that, because, again, it's a great example of a way of being that if we're holding ourselves, if we truly are desiring to become the best versions of ourselves, this entire show is about breakthroughs.
Absolutely.
So part of that is being willing to be honest, and the most important person to be honest with is yourself.
Yes.
Because we lie to ourselves, but it's also really important to get feedback from other people as to how they are experiencing us.
Right? Oh, wasn't that a good conversation, guys? Hopefully it inspired you guys to maybe do something similar together at home and see what comes up and see what you can work on. Thank you so much again for coming on with Amy Time.
I love it. I love being here with you guys.
And guys, if you have any questions at all, please leave in the comments below, because Amy is amazing at sharing so much information about so many topics. So if you have a specific topic, please shout out and we'll do a topic on it.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah? Yep.
And if you guys challenge your friends too, put it in the comments so we can hear about it.
Yes, absolutely. We love you guys. Thanks for watching another episode of The Breakthrough, and we will see you next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.